do you believe you were destined to become a policeman?
I think so. I asked for a red light on my vehicle, so I have to get it.
You asked for the rutba.
Yeah, whatever you ask from God, you get it. He'll say तथास्तु. फिर जो उसका रिजल्ट है वो आप भुगतिएगा.
रुतबा आया, रुतबा के साथ क्या आया?
बहुत कुछ है. हाँ. It ruined me.
One instance. It can be from anywhere. It can be from the most grilling post, if I'm right to say, Tihar Jail. What lesson did you learn from an instant, from a criminal or from a person? कुछ होता है when you see a life of a criminal. Did you learn something from that person? It could be anything.
The worst thing in the jail is you are a number. You're not a name. The book, which you love, which I love, the autobiography of a yogi.
Oh.
He's photographed there. So I was staying in a place which was very huge, completely bare. No TV. There was no newspaper. I knew nobody. So how much can you walk? So I said, chalo, let me start reading it. And then I started reading it. And I realized, good Lord, aisa bhi hota hai. Is a life like this possible? I learned a word called as Kriya Yoga. I was changed. It was 180-degree transformation. I realized I missed out so much in life. I wanted to experience that unbridled love. You started seeing the futility of what I had asked for.
What would you advise a 25-year-old Sanjay Beniwal?
Try to understand 3 questions. Where you have come, why you have come, and what is the purpose of coming here.
Hi friends, and welcome back to The Conscious Way. So today is my first guest podcast, and we have none other than Mr. Sanjay Beniwal, the former Director General of Police and Prisons, Tihar Jail. And I've known Sanjay Bhaiya for last 25 years. And one thing I would like to speak about him is that whenever I've met him in last 35 years of his service, I've always seen him calm. I've always seen him centered in every phase of his life. Whether there were challenges or whether there were transitions in his life, I've seen that smile on his face. And he was the only choice for me when I wanted to do my first guest podcast, and I invited him. And one more thing, he's a long time meditator. So he's been meditating. He's a Kriya Yoga practitioner from last 35 years. And this podcast, although he's been a cop for last 35 years, is not about policing. It's not about the law and order or our systems, but it's about the person beneath that uniform. And we'll try to go as deep as we can to get all that wisdom, all that experience from him on this podcast today. So, welcome, Bhaiya, and thank you so much for coming. Really.
It's an honor, Dhruv. You don't know what it meant for me to be invited today, because it's a very important milestone for you today, and being a part of it.
Yes,
I'm honored. Thank you.
You have been a part of very major milestone in my life. I mean, you know it, I know it, and I'm so grateful for that. You've always been an inspiration. So my first question, and this is a question which I've never asked you. So what inspired you to take the most difficult job? I know it was, the part it comes with this job, but what inspired you when you were in college? When did that thought come in your mind that I want to join the police force?
Dhruv, it was in class 8.
Wow.
In class 8, I started having a desire from within. I started imagining myself, how am I going to be, how I want to live my life. So first thing
You're talking 13, when you were 13 years of age?
Yep, exactly.
Wow, okay.
What I want to do with me? That's a question which I think all the young people do have. What do you want to be? What I wanted to be, where I wanted to live, how I wanted to live. I had no clue. I belong to a family of non-believers per se. Okay. And absolutely nothing to do with any place of worship. I'm coming from there. So no clue. But I wanted to live in a house which has garden all around. That was one demand, first demand for the God. And second was, okay, God, give me a job where there is a red light. I didn't know anything meaning of the red light. I could see, and someone to open the door when I want to sit in the vehicle. A very stupid thing to ask from the God, frankly.
Did you see somebody when you were in 8th standard? Did you see a cop that inspired you?
Never. Never. We were a family of farmers, and probably I was the first one to do post graduation. Or sorry, my mom was there, but like engineering and education. I mean, the focus on the
So
education. came from
desire
my
for
mother.
rutba. Rutba is the right word,
Rutba
right?
is the right word, and I had no clue why, but it was there. But yes, one thing was there when I thought of that. I was very clear of the hard work that's going to come my way, and there's no shortcut to that. And I worked very, very hard, even in class 8, 9, 10. I never knew many things.
So did you write in an essay? 8th में मिलता था कि क्या
What
कर
I
बनना?
wanted-
Did you write? I want to be.
I didn't have those guts. I didn't have those guts till I graduated to even speak to anyone. They would have laughed it off. And you have to be very sure. So that was the time when I first thought.
So graduation, you knew you were taking. You took science, right? Engineering, you took,
Engineering. I took engineering.
and then you'll go for IPS. That time also you were clear that it makes.
No. No, I was very clear that education is my key to success. That was very clear.
Okay.
So I was very honest to my studies. I never shammed there. By the time I was in third year, we had to do the industry में जाके हमें अपना internship करना होता है महीना 2 महीने के लिए. That's a part of the syllabi, and I learned very quickly there that at that time the industries don't require an engineer, they require managers. So if I say I'm going to do a management job and doesn't require my engineering, so which is the best job in the country? And I realized it's the civil services. So I thought that's the time when I realized.
Okay, then you studied for civil services.
Yes.
Did you clear it in the first attempt?
I did.
Wow. Okay.
I did. But then they were offering me a job which was not to my liking. So I said, thank you. No, not interested.
Okay. Then.
I joined my forest service.
Okay.
I got selected in forest also. And then I realized I'll get probably a very cadre where my father and mother can't take it in. So I prepared for the civil services again, and I got into police service. I don't know good or bad, but I got police service.
So this was you. How old were you when you got your first job as a police officer?
I was 25.
25.
I had served as a forest service officer in Dehradun 2 years prior to that. So
And you were in Delhi that time?
I was in Delhi. I was doing my MTech from IT Delhi when I got selected. So I completed
This
my
I
MTech
really did
afterwards.
not know. You have done your MTech.
Yeah, from IT Delhi.
Okay, so do you believe you were destined to become a policeman? Because after doing IIT and MTech, and you chose and stuck to a job,
Yeah,
a tough
I
job.
think so.
You were destined for it.
I think so. I asked for a red light on my vehicle, so I have to get it.
You asked for the rutba.
Yeah, there's a good or a bad part is whatever you ask from God, that is my experience, you get it. He'll say tathastu. फिर जो उसका result है वो आप भुगतिएगा. So please, whenever you ask from Lord, that be whoever you believe in, please ask very diligently, सोच समझ के मांगिएगा, वो दे देगा, फिर भुगता नहीं जाते.
रुतबा आया, रुतबा के साथ क्या आया?
जो
वो बताओ
समस्या बहुत कुछ है.
हाँ.
It ruined me.
Oh, ruined you?
It ruined me because I was an artist by temperament. I loved reading.
Okay.
Imagine from a farmer's family, reading novels, buying a book, and reading even Schrodinger equation was like meeting the most beautiful woman. I mean, it's something like that. It used to give me a high. So getting into that kind of thing, and then when I joined being a cop, it gave me a lot of other things. But my music went out. I couldn't read anymore, and there was no time for myself. There was no time for the family. It was expensive. Good, but expensive. Now you
say that?
Now I say that.
Were you willing to quit that if you would have got all other things back to you? Were you willing to let go of that rutba because that was like a deep-seated desire in you? वो तो पूरी हो गई आपकी.
I see. That's why you're born. you have certain desires which
Yes,
are innate. So this desire must have been there from some past.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah, yeah.
I was born in a family which had lot of rutba and no rutba at the time when I was there. So and therefore that desire was there. That's why it came automatically, and it got fulfilled. And I'm done with it.
You're done with it.
So your question is, will I like to be a cop again, given a choice? Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
I'm done with being a cop.
Okay. 35 years.
Yeah.
One most challenging time, if you say that was a difficult task, which really
Very tough.
put you down and under, where you would have just told God कि गलती होगी मुझसे, मैंने ये रुतबा भी मांग लिया, तो वो क्या था?
No. That
Yeah, what was the phase like?
there were many tough phases. Many.
I can understand,
But
man.
this option was never there. Okay,
Quit.
I made a mistake. You have asked for it. Now you pay for it. It's something like this. But why? When I realized it, there was never a point. It was मेरा जब दीक्षा हुए क्रिया के योग में, उसके बाद that you started seeing the futility of what I had asked for. So there was a disenchantment that was happening there, and thankfully for that, शुक्र है खुदा भगवान का कि वो स्थिति आई. So gradually, as I practiced it more, I started living in now kind of thing more. I knew what I wanted more clearly, and I knew the mistakes that I made. And I was also ready to pay the debt that I have to pay because of that choice that I made. And I didn't want to run away. So if it was an imprisonment of 35 years, then so be it. I lived through the entire gamut of it till I get my release. And
You performed your entire duty, you would say.
Without
Because otherwise you would have to come back.
Okay.
Do the balance.
I lived being a cop thoroughly, 100% with full gusto. Absolutely, there never was, ab kya karu, nahi man kara. That was never the case. Because I'm here, the only way I can get my release is by being in fully in it. But what kept me going in those tough moments was my continuous, I won't call it faith, the knowledge that वो है ना पीछे, वो है ना मेरे गुरु पीछे.
So did
वो
you go
संभालेंगे.
to the Guru or Guru came to you? When did this spiritual side really develop in you? You were like, you were talking, you were 25. You said you've been a Kriyaban for 35 years. At 25, being in IIT and
Yes.
How
And
did
from
that happen?
place- long story.
just give the gist of it,
Okay,
I mean, we love it.
I'll just to put the things in correct perspective. I was in Roorkee for about 4 years, Dehradun 2 years, continuous, and 1 year in Missouri. All the three were just half an hour, 1 hour distance from Haridwar, and my current place is Haridwar. I never went there for once because ye sadhuon ki nagri. I'll never pick up a book if it has anything to do with, I
A
was
saint
that kind
or a
of-
sage or a sadhu?
yeah, anything. So I was posted to Andamans almost 7 years in stretch, and I kept on using all my powers to get it cancelled. In the 7th year, I felt, why is this place calling me? Let me go and see what is it. And it was just a day prior to my flight the next day. I was with my friend in Connaught Place and I said, yeah, get me a book because I don't know what happens there. I need a book. I was an avid reader at that time. And he said, okay, read this. I said, I've read this. Whatever was in the evening, so they were just packing up. So whatever I read, some novels, some biographies, so nothing. And the book, which you love, which I love, the autobiography of a yogi,
Oh.
his photograph there. I said, this, no way. No way, I'm not going to pick it up. It is
a lot of
all
people have the
sadhus.
same reaction with this.
Sadhus, no way, nothing. I'm not picking it. Really. I remember I bought it for 100 rupees. I said, chal tu keh raha, so I'll pick it up. I took it with me and I went to Andamans, flew down. The officer who was supposed I'm supposed to refused to give up the charge for next 15 days. So I was staying in a place which was very huge, completely bare, no TV, there was no newspaper, I knew nobody. So how much can you walk? And so I said, chalo, let me start reading it. And then I started reading it. And I realized, good Lord, aisa bhi hota hai. Is a life like this possible? Where you don't have to prove anything in a relationship with your guru. Ye kaise ho sakta? How is this possible? And that set me on fire.
The search for the guru started from there.
I learned a word called as Kriya Yoga. I learned someone, Mahavtar Babaji. I learned Yogi Raj Shama Charan Lahari Mahashay ji bhi. ये भी कुछ चीज हैं, कुछ शब्द हैं. And I was changed. It was a 180-degree transformation. I realized I missed on so much in life. I wanted to experience that unbridled love and vatsalya of your guru. वो जो भुगता है वही जानता है. I can't express that feeling in words. But what a feeling. When I reached my Ma first.
So how did you reach there? Like you read the book, then
I read
the search
book.
began.
I knocked many doors.
Okay.
Okay, what is it? What are you talking about? Nobody knew about it. So I was
At
shunned.
that point of time, I can imagine nobody knew about it.
They had their own ways. They said, come and join us. So I mean, didn't click with me. I did a lot of things for them, but didn't. So for 1 year, I was made to do a lot of, karmic puja. I mean, I'll do all those rituals and everything for 1 year. And then suddenly my friend tells me, okay, we are going to Haridwar, we keep going there, you never come with me. I said, but I don't go there. There is a Ma hai, tum milna. And I just saw for 5 seconds, I fell in love there and there itself. I knew I reached my home there.
When you reached there?
That feeling is there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're home. Your search in the jungle is over for your den. I said, Khuda, kabhi yahan se jana na pade. So I reached my home, I reached my place, and my journey began. And I hated being
Did you have a conversation with her?
On that day?
Yeah, when you first met her?
She just asked me, kahan ho, kahan se aaye ho?
Okay. But
She was in her mon because it was
Okay.
Amavasya. So she was just entering it. So, and she also remembers, thankfully. So after that, lot of incidents happened which kept my faith in the, because my family was under revolt. They, from where I came, he's going to desert us, he's going to run away, he's going to be a sadhu now. I mean, what kya musibat hai kinds. So they will put all kind of hurdles.
So in the beginning, was your spirituality a struggle to be as a cop? Yeah, so many people face,
Absolutely. I mean, it was more, you have to learn how to sit with one leg up. Padmasan mein baithna hai to, how do you sit with your spine straight? I mean, it's a physical effort. And then you're shivering in the cold or you're sweating in the heat, but then you want to sit because you promised.
But it's like, once you taste that after effects of meditation or something, and then you want to do it more. And it happened with me. I stopped losing interest in my work. So 1-2 saal to bahut struggle thi. I used to just feel, what is the point? Kaise balance karu? But then once I started doing it, clarity came. Yes, this has to be done. But that I understood. Whatever you do, as you said, give your 100%. Chahe aap 6 ghante karo, chahe 8 ghante karo. Give your 100% and then forget about it. So that was one thing which took 2 to 3 years for me to come back. To realize this. Yes, it was a big struggle. Those time was a big struggle.
It's like you are split in 2 parts. You are here and there. I mean, दोनों में relationship बड़ा मुश्किल होता है setup. शुरू में होते ही नहीं.
But you had a very demanding job because मेरा तो फिर भी business था. I could have managed little bit because there was a time when I just lost interest and I was to be just home, just asking one question: what is the purpose? What am I doing? और वो ऐसे दिन पे दिन निकलते जाते थे. And my wife used to say, Pallavi, कि what's wrong with you? I just stopped reading these books.
Oh,
And at one point of time, I actually thought I'm being influenced too much. But then I did not give up because that attraction was way
That
too
is very
strong. And
good.
I went on, and then the clarity came. And yes, it's been a transformative journey. It's been a transformative journey. I can see on your face.
It is, for me, तुम्हारा तो creative job है. मेरी तो violence की बड़ी job है. So I'm beating people black and blue if I need to. I'm controlling riots. I'm picking up mutilated bodies from roads.
How
It
did
was
you
not a very
manage
happy-
this? This was, I wanted to really ask you. You've seen dead bodies, you've seen killings also. Have you seen killings?
Oh, lots.
Lots. Have you ever ordered a killing?
No.
Never shoot at the mob or something?
I just showed a pistol once.
Okay.
If you will not get down from the rooftops, I'll shoot. So they got really scared. No, it's not. I'll tell you the difference. Once I got a request, okay, we want to, there will be an encounter happening in your area and you will get the mileage and, whatever follows it. So there can be, it's very tempting at times. But because I was already into my Kriya, the beauty about Kriya Yoga is when you do it, you may not achieve something but it starts giving you lot of inner strength
Yes.
and diligence to be able to take the right decision when it comes to the moment of crisis, when you have to decide this and that. I was very clear, I said, no way. My mandate is very clear, is to protect people, to do as per the law, and law does not permit it. It is not happening in my area. If you do it, I'll register a case against you. So they ran away. Now the point is, in all the critical, crucial moments of life where I really felt I'll falter, Kriya Yoga has come to my help and made me see and directed me to take the correct decision and prevented me from taking the wrong one. Even when I took a wrong decision, I knew I'm doing wrong. That pinch was there and it was way expensive in terms of there was time when out of rutba, as you were saying, I'll ask for a particular posting, correct? Us sifarish to fush laga ke. And it will trouble me more.
It'll trouble
I'll
you
be so much miserable. Then I realized, why do it? After that, I stopped it. I said, जो ईश्वर ने देना होगा देगा. And trust me, लोगों ने बुला के मुझे कहते थे हम दे रहे हैं आपको. बहुत शुक्रिया. That's the difference. I think Kriya Yoga helped me a big way to be a cop, to be a better cop,
To be a better-
to
oh,
do
yes.
to do my job better. So never run away from it. There is no discordant note between your work and this. It helps you to understand your work better. It helps you to take the correct decisions and also not take the wrong decisions. It's a beautiful journey together.
Yes. You people actually feel, my friends also keep telling me, तू कहाँ साधु बनने जा रहा है, क्या करना है? I can't even explain them till the time you don't taste it. You will not know what the dish is like.
पता ही नहीं लगता what is it.
बिल्कुल. So we've spoken about your spiritual side, but you learn lessons in every aspect of your life. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. One instance, it can be from anywhere. It can be from the most grilling post, if I'm right to say, Tihar Jail. What lesson did you learn from an instant, from a criminal or from a person? Kuch hota hai when you see a life of a criminal. Did you learn something from that person? It could be anything.
Yes. One of the very poignant moments was when I was in the heat of the moment. I realized, physical is not worth it. I mean, when I was
The
just,
physical beating?
there was a riot happening,
Okay.
so things in that, I hit somebody and then I realized, why? What was the point? And that was the last time I did it. That was the lesson I learned. It doesn't serve anything to anyone. It's against law. Never do it. Just stop it. So it was a learning for me, and I am still apologetic for. That was in the heat of the moment. I was chasing, and there was riot happening all around. Young cop, but then I learned my lesson very fast, never to repeat
So
again.
did you have interactions with the criminals when you were DG Tihar? Direct interaction?
Lots.
Okay, so when a person
Everyone
comes...
I met there was a criminal. And I
So
had
some
to meet
are
them.
hardened criminal, intentional criminal.
Absolutely.
And some are who have been thrown with the criminals because of, say, let's say, okay, this question is from my nephew. When I told him you're coming, he said, I just want to know, he's only 21 years of age. So he wanted to ask, what if a young boy, over the influence of alcohol meets with an accident? He did not intend to kill, but then the person who he meets with an accident with dies. And he's sent to a prison like Tihar Jail. Does it do good to him? Or do you think that can change him? Because उसकी intention नहीं थी, गलती हो गई, but हाँ, murder हो गया.
Murder ho gaya. Yes, there are many people like that. I met many. There are officially there are a lot of programs which help you to come to deal with the emotional aspect of it. See, physically, jail is not so much as physically holding you in a room. That's the least derogatory part about it. Jail, you have to learn to come to terms with your emotional and your mental being. What happened to me, why it happened to me, and trust me, jail is not an easy place to be in. It strips you of your dignity. You have to wait for everything in life. Clean toilet, you have to wait. You have to wait for getting milk. You have to wait for getting biscuits with the tea. There is a queue for everything because prisons are generally overcrowded and you just can't pick up thing and eat. It comes at a particular time. So there will be a queue when you are distributing it. That's the structure.
Will that boy be reformed if he has to go through this? So
No.
first thing I understand,
No.
He knows he wasn't a criminal. He knew it happened by mistake, and somewhere he would think when he gets so much of time, he probably is serving some past karma.
Past karma is a factor, definitely. You cannot deny that. And reform is again your own response to it.
Yes.
But jail does give you an opportunity to think what you've done wrong. I'll quote an instance. I went to women jail and an inmate wrote me a letter.
Okay.
So she wrote, when we were talking, they were all hardened criminals. So she was from a terrorist outfit from northeastern part of the country. She was a designated terrorist. So when she came to jail, when most of the people come to jail, they are very angry. Why me? Now what to do?
A hardened criminal is saying, why me?
Everyone.
I mean, she knows she will...
Everyone. Who wants to come to jail?
No, but... So that boy who had an unintentional accident, he can question God, why me? But a hardened terrorist knows कि एक दिन तो मैं जेल जाऊंगा.
No. They think we'll get freedom. Nobody, trust me, hardened or not hardened, never anticipates कि we'll go to jail. And when they come to jail, again, hardened and normal का response बहुत different होता है. Like I have people who says, what happens? 46 murder and so what? One more? Doesn't matter. They cannot be reformed, but mostly are. So out of sheer boredom, she picked up weaving, knitting and weaving. So she wrote that when I knit a scarf first time, I realized I'm creating something new, and that's where the learning is.
She wrote this letter to you that, oh wow.
When I finished that entire scarf, it was kind of a scarf which you wear, knit. So she said, when I finished it, I felt very good that I can create something instead of destroying. See, that mindset is changing. That this jail allows you if you want to. And then when somebody bought it and wore it, I felt my life, I have arrived in my life. And after that, the anger in her was just not there. So jail does provide you that opportunity, but it's again, I not wish anyone to go through that.
Oh yes.
So there are opportunities to reform because it gives you a lot of time to introspect. It gives your life a lot of time to be with yourself. Maybe practice Kriya Yoga, maybe practice transcendental meditation,
They
whatever.
teach meditation there in the jail. And a
Without
lot
that,
of people... Okay.
Without that, and there are many other exercises. I have never seen. I mean, every hardened or non-hardened criminal whom I used to meet joining these courses, their writings or drawings will always have a sense of hope. They all want to be like a butterfly or like a bird or like a kite, colorful, and they can fly out. That is, when you are down in the dumps, that's what you pray for. And to me, that's hope. From being hopelessness to hope. ना उम्मीदी से उम्मीदी का सफर होता है जेल, यदि आप चाहें तो. But the way we treat our prisoners inside, if these are not there, then it can be very debilitating. You are scarred for life. It's a very, very, very emotionally debilitating place to be in.
But when you go there and you saw those people, like hardened हो गए, चलो I'm sure इतना connect नहीं बनता, but ये जो बच्चे होते हैं जो कभी कभी पहुंच जाते हैं, उनको देख के घर पे आके आपको कैसा लगता था? बिकॉज देयर लाइफ 5 साल वो इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करेगा, बट बाहर जाने के बाद भी he will always have that question, why, like इतना कौन सा कर्मा था? बिकॉज जेल से ज़्यादा बड़ा तो दुख नहीं. So many people commit suicide also because they can't take that pressure.
It is. But I've seen, you only see from the one side of the coin. I've seen both. When I go to the jail and meet, I'm a cop also, I'm a cop, always a cop. That the experience of looking at the violence, the deprivation is, I've seen so much that I know what should affect me, what should not. That you learn how to allow something in or don't allow something in. But then more importantly, I used to see reform people also there. There will be examples of all kind there. It's like a whole world there. All kind of people, all hues, all strata will be there. And after some time, the acceptance starts happening that we are responsible for the reason why we are here. I was talking to a murderer once. I said, क्या हुआ था? कहते मेरा क्या कसूर था? He shouted at me and I hit threw a stone and it hit him and he died, so I'm here. What is my fault in it? He abused me first. I said, you had choices at all the time. When he was abusing you, even if he's saying something, you could just turn and walked away. You had the choice, but you didn't. You looked around revenge. You looked around a stone which is good enough to hit him. Even then you had a choice. You could have picked up a smaller one, hurt him and run away. No, you picked up the right size, you weighed it, and then you saw where I'm going to hit it. You could have hit him on his legs. But no, you hit him, so you had the choice every time. You choose to exercise it, so you have a role. And now that you're here, make the most of it. So people, those who are, like you were saying, unintentional, those who come here, sadly, they constitute about 90% of the population.
In the jail, really?
I would say incidental prisoners.
Which is like out of rage, irritation, or accidents.
Relationships gone sour, or instant anger, things go wrong.
Is their cell different from the hardened criminals?
They're
there. Okay.
But, I've requested the government also that we need to review this policy. I mean, there's no reason for these people to be in jail for 4 years, 5 years, even court agree on that. They can be put to more productive use, bound them in an area. Like, let's say you can only be in your home or court or your place of work. You can digitally, limit their areas of movement so that they come to the court whenever needed and they can be monitored. It's not, we have the technology. So that, they are not a burden on them. You'll be surprised. We spend almost 800 rupees per person per day in the jail. Every day, 800 rupees is spent to maintain someone inside jail. It's expensive.
It's expensive. And
so let them manage themselves, let them look after their family and be productive.
That's like productive. A policy which you had initiated.
Yeah. So what I realized was the worst thing in the jail is you are a number. You're not a name. And that's very bad.
That's very bad.
So people will never treat you as a human being, as someone, a number. And that's something I try to break in. When you go, what I do, I used to have a lot of Gita sessions over there.
Yeah.
Especially आपके मेरे जो बाबा ने लिखी है और आपके योगानंद जी ने भी he is also written.
So when you say you used to conduct?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And at the time, there will be no difference in the whether you are. It was a very high emotional thing because everyone was treated as a person there, and there was no distinction whether you are a Hindu or a Muslim or a Sikh or whatever, young, old, all will be there. And I used to talk to them from a perspective of what it tells you rather than what you should be. I mean, if Arjun is there, I'll never tell them what Arjun means to you today. So we used to discuss a concept of Arjun, concept of Krishna, concept of why you should understand who Bhim is or who Duryodhan was or Dhritarashtra was.
Dhritarashtra.
What were they? What does it mean to you? Why it is so relevant to you? So we used to talk on concept. And it used to uplift everyone there. It was a very enriching experience, even for me. So I'll come out of that session with more energy. I'll be vibrating. I used to feel that vibration. I'll walk with the spring in my feet after that. And when I used to go back, they used to wait eagerly for me. Because बहुत दिनों बाद आया हुआ, जैसे time नहीं था.
So they were allowed to write letters to you, which used to come to their office.
That you have to allow them.
That you have to
Suppose
allow them.
someone is misbehaving with them, so how do they tell you? So I have to have sessions with the
You have those letters?
criminals officially.
Official. Acha, they were official letter. Okay.
So they will share their views with me, and it was one-to-one. It was never with my paraphernalia. We'll sit alone with them. We'll discuss their problems, and it was one-to-one interaction always.
Any person you remember? Really, sometimes even they can have a connection with you.
Absolutely, there was a very, I won't name.
Yeah,
there was a
perfectly
very
fine.
big hotel owner, very well known of Delhi. He took a wrong decision in his life, and he crossed the boundaries of family, and because of certain affairs and others, he got involved himself in murder. So he was in jail, and so he was serving me food once. I said, how do you feel? They used to own, and today you're serving me.
My God.
He said, sir, this is humbleness which this jail has taught me. I was not humble when I was outside, when I came in. So I'll keep coming back here once in a while just to serve and keep reminding myself of the lesson which I've learned here. So he was the one who was in charge of all the hospitality training which was undertaking in that jail, so that those inmates, when they're released, will be able to get some job outside. So he used to say, I said, are you happier now? He says, sir, I'm much happier. I'm very thankful to God कि मुझे जो मैंने गलती करी उसका मुझे जो भी पे करना था वो मैंने अंदर रह के पे किया. I've done it very well. मतलब I am a more calmer person. I am more at peace and happy within my own skin. I don't have to prove to anyone now that I'm worth something. I know I'm worthy. And that's what meditation teaches you. You are very happy within your own skin.
Yes. You are comfortable with who you are, what you are, and you realize that there is a higher power. It's guiding everything.
You don't have to be in the rat race anymore. There's no need because you're happy within. And that Kriya Yoga tells you. So, whoever is listening, understand what it is. It will be, trust me, a beautiful journey. Follow it.
I hope everyone follows this. This advice is coming from actually a 35-year-old experienced cop. So when you say once a cop, always a cop. So what impressions that 35 years of cop has left in you still? So has it developed intuition? Because you've met so many people, and this habit we were talking, and you said that whenever you look at a person, you try to gauge that person. So that's kind of that's become you now.
That's become me now. There's something legacy that I'm carrying. I intuitively, I am wary of people. I am generally, when they come to me, I said, why have you come? What work I'm supposed to do for you?
So you're talking about whoever comes. It could be family, friends, anybody. So it comes very naturally to you.
Sometimes they'll come and say, कि नहीं कुछ काम नहीं था. I said, okay, next time आएगा. And they have never failed me on that. But tolerance for these comes from because of my meditation. You know, I want to keep stressing again. I had a very, very violent job. I had very demanding job. You know, there was a riot once in Mayur Vihar, and it was for 10 days. I was there for a good 20 hours. I'll just come home for change and go back again. I was eating all the junk food, and yet I lost 10 kgs in 10 days straight. I mean, that was the kind of stress I lived in. Thankfully, we managed that nobody got killed, but it was very tough. And I was getting badgered from almost every corner.
The media, the press, everything.
The press, the politician, international, national, everyone, you name it. And, you know, whenever things were very wrong, so I'll start, you know, doing my Guru Mantra.
Okay.
And things will start settling down. I mean, it was so tough for me at that time. You know, my officer will tell me, you are not coming out of the room because we want you here and manage. Outside we'll manage. And I know there is a whole thing going outside and I want to run. So like, my God, how do I keep sitting? I want to run. You know, that kind of situation. And yet to be able to do the right thing without getting hassled or overcome by the circumstances is my guru and my Kriya Yoga. I mean, nothing, I would have been a miserable person, a bad person and a horrible cop had I not been held by my guru and I had not practiced this meditation.
So do all the cops, I'm sure they don't meditate, but
No,
they don't.
never.
And how do you tackle your colleagues? So one is criminal, it's easy. You are the decision maker. And when you have your superiors who are not in tune with you at all on all these things, and they are hardcore cops.
I was trolled in the today's language. I was, ita sadhu hai, he's useless. I mean, all kind of names that could be possible, but that's fine. So what normally came my way, it was little harder. Like for example, if my colleagues were 3 district DCP, because I didn't lobby for it, so I was DCP for 1. They got earlier, I got the last one. But it was fine by me. यदि आपने उन पे विश्वास किया है कि मेरे गुरु हैं जो मेरे लिए करेंगे ठीक करेंगे, तो फिर उन पे विश्वास रखो. Accept what comes your way, and that is the best way because it's coming your way to teach you something, and you learn through the experience. Experience it with a total immersive experience. उसमें
Whatever comes your way.
Whatever comes
your way. Yeah.
Hate comes, उसमें भी घुस जाइए पूरा. Love comes, उसमें भी पूरा. I mean, enjoy the full essence of whatever emotions you're coming through. But once it's over, then never look back.
Yes.
Never get attached to it. That Kriya Yoga has taught me. Never be attached. So when I retired, when I took off my uniform for the last time on 30th April, after 12 in the night, I was free man. And I never missed being a cop. I mean, that chapter, fantastic, beautiful, but is history now. Over. It's in past. It's not a part of my
That's really the
future.
way to be, you know. It's like called the burn your bridges. So you can't look back also. So I was reading this, you know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You know, so it starts with सबसे पहले हमें खाना चाहिए, उसके लिए फिर पैसा चाहिए, फिर हमें job चाहिए. Then when we have our jobs and everything, we move to having relationships with people. You know, you want a partner, you want friends, circle चाहिए. जब वो आ जाता है, then you want recognition. वो जो रुतबा. तो आप जब पैदा हुए, तो वो चीजें तीनों तो भगवान ने टेक केयर कर ली. फिर आई आपकी नीड रुतबा की. वो भी कंप्लीट हो गई. फिर एक नीड आती है सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन टू नो योर हायर स्ट्रेंथ, व्हिच आल्सो यू गॉट at a very young age with Kriya Yoga. Okay.
I was very blessed.
There is one more need, you know, सब में होती है, that is to leave a legacy. How you want to be remembered or something, even for your kids. Like, you know, aaj main bolu ki nahi, I don't care for the world or something, but you want to be an example for your family.
No.
You don't have that thing. How will I be remembered?
No.
So I read this book.
I know what I want.
No, that's fine. But I'm asking you. So I read this book. It's called Who Will Cry When You Die? So there was this chapter, and when Robin Sharma, it's by Robin Sharma. So he asked, just try to think what your close ones would like to talk about you when you are gone. How would you want to be remembered as? So it's a very good reflection. It's a very good reflection in terms of it guides your actions in the now. Okay, I want to be remembered as a helpful person, a lovable person. You really, that's the legacy.
No.
That's what you want to leave.
Absolutely.
So where do you say for this? You don't want to leave a legacy?
One thing, Dhruv, if you have read Kriya Yoga, this book, Autobiography of Yogi, there's something very beautiful anecdotes there. They say कि when he says कि आपने इतना देर क्यों लगाया मुझे, कहता I've been waiting for you. You were the stupid one not to come. Correct? And then I think he did recall about his guru that in the past life you were like this, so now you have to start from there. That tells you that this is neither the beginning nor the end. It's a continuum. When you will do Kriya Yoga in a correct manner, you'll automatically, intuitively start knowing some things about your past lives, because they will tell you why you came here, what is the purpose, and where you have to reach in this life. That tells you. So it's a continuum. And where I left in the last one, I'm beginning from here, starting from here in this life. So what I leave here, I'll start from the next one. So I'm going to be reborn. I don't want mukti. Why should I? But I want it to be done in a particular way. I want, this is a question which I posed to Mark. I don't want ever in my life to know you or your essence or about you at 35 years of my age. No way. I need to know it the moment I'm born and open my eyes and remember it till I close. That's the only thing I wish, and that's the only legacy I want to carry. I don't care about what other thinks about me anymore. I'm so content within my own skin. I want to go back home.
You want to go back home. We all want to go back home, but nobody knows there's the house.
Surprisingly, I know. I know. Now nothing less than that. In our lifetimes, which are going to come, that's the beautiful part of it.
So you think you have a couple of more lifetimes to come?
Wow, of course, many more. Why should I? I want to live life experience. I wouldn't have learned how to be a cop and what it means to be a cop if I wasn't born this or talking to you. I'm experiencing you. How would I have experienced you if I was not born? And when you're born, जब माँ यहाँ पे प्यार से हाथ रख के कहती है मेरा पुत्र, मेरा बेटा. That's the biggest achievement that you can ever have in life. वो तो बिना जन्म लिए नहीं हो सकती. और उसके लिए I'm very hungry.
So one experience closest with your Guru Ma, which really, you can say, affected you or transformed you or something, just made you realize that she's got immense power. And she's actually a messenger of God for you.
She's my life. She's my life.
Did you realize this the moment you met her?
Yes. I told you I felt I've reached home. And there are many anecdotes. मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा मैं कौन सा बताऊं. But one of the earliest one that I remember was that my friend used to tell me कि ना if you are sitting and it's cold and if you wish for tea, suddenly थोड़ी देर बाद में चाय आ जाएगी, which is a very normal thing. But 4 बार ही आ जाएगी, ये कमाल की बात. So I was sitting and doing some work. So she gave her padukas to somebody, a friend of mine, and in my heart I asked her कि
काश मुझे मिल जाए.
नहीं, will I not get it? why not me? And I never uttered this line to anyone. It was just in me. So after about 6 months, I was again in the evening, I was sitting there and I don't know, I was doing some work, cleaning some wood or something, I don't remember. I was doing some chore there. And she comes and just takes off her khana and just walks up. मैंने कहा माँ ये क्या है? तो मैंने उठाया, मैंने कहा माँ इसको ठीक कराने है क्या? Do I have to get it repaired? कई बार उनका स्ट्रैप ना टूट जाता है. तो हंसने लगी. तो एक और वहीं पे कहते क्यों? आपने मांगा तो था. I said I never uttered it. And that was the beginning of, I said, my goodness, this is what,
it's like, yeah.
It happens. And many anecdotes after that. Then I realized is futile asking. Why ask it? You will get what is your due. Just have faith. And umpteen number of times.
Did you go with any problem to her? जब कोई challenge हो रहा था कि you could not see a solution?
Earlier I used to. But then I realized, why trouble her?
But did she give you a solution, or it was always like, generally these sages like,
No. She'll tell me the solution.
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, she's far, strategist. I've yet to find a better strategist than her. Very knowledgeable. Never went to school, but you can talk to her about the minutest of atom, what happens inside it. What are the radiations happening there? Oh, I have detailed. I mean,
they're omniconscious, omnipresent.
Yeah.
So what was that question like, if you can share? Ki kya pucha? And she gave a solution to you. Ki do this.
Lots of.
Okay.
Lot of strategy, how to work this out. How to solve this problem of traffic. This is isko wahan se dekho na. See it from this angle and you'll find the solution.
You actually posed a technical question to
Absolutely.
her.
Absolutely. Lot of most of my our interactions with her is on questions, on life questions, उन्होंने ऐसा कहा फिर आपको ऐसा नहीं देखना चाहिए था. And she knows it.
Wow.
There is nothing that you can hide.
And they know
and
it
when
all.
when I say nothing, Dhruv, I mean she's getting this conversation also.
Yeah, the very fact she knew your thought. And after 6 months, she reminded you. Oh my God, that's like...
This is because when I was ready by that time to receive that benevolence. So we never ask her for anything. I mean, there's no point. Why? So once I was, I used to pluck a rose, this hibiscus, and used to offer her whenever I used to see her in the morning first thing. So she'll accept it. And one day she said, why you have to kill something to offer me? I said, why? Kriya, ये भी तो मेरा ही बना है. So when you know कितना nature का effort लगता है, and you just pluck it to offer to me, for what? To what? So why do it?
So you have to take me once to experience Ma.
That I can't promise. But then a lot of anecdotes. If there is some bad time coming, for example, so she'll coolly, one day, like I was just standing by a car and she was just getting down. So I was just going to open her door. And she says, बेटा ध्यान रखना अपना. मैंने कहा माँ क्या हुआ? कहते नहीं, समय जब खराब आते हैं तो ध्यान रखना, घबराना मत, तुम्हारा कुछ नहीं होगा. So that, she told me, she forewarned me that bad times are going to come. Be careful, don't panic, and nothing will happen. And trust me, इतना खराब मेरा उसके बाद समय आए कि I developed allergies because of it was
tension,
so much a trauma.
stress,
yes,
and tension.
Absolutely stress, and for no fault of mine. I mean, it was like the sky just gave way. That kind of bad time, and the officers who were taking charge of it had such a bad reputation that they'll ruin it. And in the end, after 3 months, they are the ones who said, my God, come here, we will just help you out. It's like they gave me a warm welcome and told me, please do this work for us and you are through. And it was so bad that I might have had to resign at times. It was that bad a thing. And it just worked out Because she's
probably if she wouldn't have given you a hint of it, you might just have actually broken. If it was that bad.
It was pretty bad. No, I would have gone to her and talked about it.
Okay.
but she knew what's coming. See, that their beauty is they will never thwart a bad time coming your way, a wrong thing happening to you. No, that is your prarabdha. But they will arm you enough to bear that thing. So forbearance is taught by them.
So having
how to उस समय पे आपकी विवेक, सहन शक्ति और आपका सानिध्य ठीक रहे तो आप उस समस्या से कैसे निकल जाओगे वो ठीक करते हो. They will give you proper weapons to fight that thing out in a way which Arjun would, you know. So and they'll never do it to you by making you feel, you know, like you have been आप पे कुछ काम आपके लिए किया. It is done in a very subtle manner. You can't even express it to someone.
I know.
So it's always done subtly, never in a very obvious way. Their operation is very subtle.
And powerful.
Oh, powerful, good Lord. I told you, I have seen people behaving completely opposite to their natural instincts when it comes to she wants a thing done. करेगा आदमी. Choice ही नहीं. हम तो बहुत देखें. I've seen all kinds of people in all kinds of professions, not knowing her, coming and I said, wow. That's
it is a blessing to have a living guru, no? Just to get in touch. Yeah.
She's not. My guru is Lahari Baba, but she's my mom.
Direct channel, okay. Direct channel.
Yep.
I mean,
you know, one of my most favorite moments, as I call, you know, when I was reading autobiography of a yogi. So there are instances, you know, when Yogananji used to go and to the ashram and because he loved mangoes.
Yeah.
So वो उनको ना दिन में धूप में पेड़ के नीचे बैठ के ना मैंगो काट के खिलाते थे. You remember? So I used to yearn. I said, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? And Ma did the same thing to me. And she has cooked many a time. And I said, my God.
Every wish is being fulfilled.
Absolutely. So I said, मांगो ठीक से. मैंने मैंगो मांगे मुझे मिल गए. मैंने पुलिसगिरी मांगी मिल गई. उसका दुख तो फिर मैं ही झेलूंगा.
Okay, so today, if God comes to you and asks you, okay, Sanjay, one wish, and it will be fulfilled.
Oh.
Right now. What will be that wish?
I have told her. She has asked me. I said, I don't want moksha, but I want every lifetime when you are there. And that's it. I'm very clear in my head. I want to be with her forever. Live for her, be with her, and even die.
She actually asked you this question?
Yes.
Ek wish maang?
Twice.
And twice you had the same answer.
किस लिए चाहिए? I want to be born, experience all the life. I want to see your childhood in one lifetime. Why not? I want to see how naughty you are.
Does she say she will come back?
She always.
She says?
She always. I know.
Wow. Because they come for a mission?
They are supposed to come every time.
They're supposed to come every day?
That's their, like Lahari Baba came. He came because he had to re-establish
Kriya
that
yoga.
it's possible to meditate and be one with God
as a
while you are in
householder.
Grahast ashram.
Yes, as a
So he
householder.
had to marry. And that's the way it is. So when it's due, they come back. Now there are many instances which I can't even speak. I'm not allowed to. But for them it's very natural.
I know. It flows as if they're just talking. ये हो जाएगा और वो हो जाता है या मैं आऊँगा इस time आऊँगा. Okay. What would you advise a 25-year-old Sanjay Beniwal 35 years back? One advice. I'm taking you past, present and future. Okay. So you told me you don't want much. You just want to come back with your guru.
Yes,
now you go back 35 years back. One advice if you have to tell him. For life. Not spiritual or something, but okay. And don't tell me you'll say, don't be a cop.
No.
That was a desire which had to be fulfilled.
I wished it.
Yeah.
I can't blame it on anyone. I wished it.
Hmm.
So I'll have to suffer the consequences, good and bad both.
Yeah. So what is that one advice?
Well, be yourself, be happy, and once you're born here, try to understand 3 questions: why you have come, from where you have come, why you have come, and what is the purpose of coming here. It gets clear to you if you will learn to sit still.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you meditate, it tells you, it gives you a power to bear a lot of things, to be still. आपका सहन शक्ति बहुत बढ़ाती, मनोबल बहुत बढ़ाती. That's the main purpose of it. And when you are in that state, things will start getting clear to you. Trust me. शुरू में थोड़ा clutter रहता है, but after some time, they just get away. And then you realize what you truly want. And instances repeat to teach you that this is why, this is a lesson which you have to learn. Be open to those experiences. Don't just shove them under the carpet because you're too busy or you're running after certain things. There's no need.
There's no need.
It's just not worth it. Be at peace with yourself.
This तो even I've realized. Experiences वही हैं जहाँ पे आप स्थिर हो. अभी हम एक holiday पे भी गए थे. बैक टू बैक प्लान्स बने हुए थे बट एक दिन मैंने अपने लिए 2-3 घंटे मांगे थे कि आई डोंट वांट टू डू, आई वांटेड टू रिफ्लेक्ट. दैट्स ऑल आई रिमेंबर टुडे आफ्टर 6 months, बिकॉज बाकी कहाँ गए थे. इट वाज लाइक सो मच ऑफ कंफ्यूजन इन द माइंड. बट वो 3 घंटे जो मैंने मांगे थे कि ओके मैं स्टिल आई वाज रीडिंग, राइटिंग, रिफ्लेक्टिंग, बट वो ही याद है. तो एक्चुअली लाइफ में भागने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. इफ यू वांट टू रियली एंजॉय लाइफ,
बिल्कुल नहीं. I mean, this is something which I would tell Sanjay Beniwal 35 years ago.
Okay.
Hey man, chill, cool, take it easy.
You were an aggressive person 35 years back?
I was.
Ambitious, aggressive?
I was like a true, cop. Aggressive, yes. Angry, yes. Trying to prove to the world that I am the best gift to mankind, which I am not. Now I realized after 35 years, I am who I am. I mean, I don't have to prove to the world that I'm good or bad. I have to first learn who am I. Only then can I make someone happy. So it used to always amuse me after I got on this path. People used to come and sit down and cry a lot before me. That was very amazing. I said, why are you crying? He said, we don't know. The moment we sit before you, something unplugs. So, all their pent-up emotions. Just, would you like to have water? Just this much. And they'll, quite a lot people, and they say, sir, you feel happy when we come to meet you. There is a sense of peace around you. I said, wow, it's unintentional. But I believe it had a lot to do more with the Kriya yoga and meditation and my oneness with attempt to be one with whoever is within me. That maybe फूल खिलेगा तो खुशबू होती ही जैसे. Maybe that is the result of it. So what I'm trying to tell you, I have experienced this. The people around me have experienced the changes in me and in our environment where I am normally is. So it must be good. If it can happen to me, why can't it happen to anyone? But be sincere.
Okay.
Have faith from here.
So one advice to all those 25-year-old people, whether they want to go into being a cop or not, but is this the same advice you'll give to them also, what you gave to Sanjay Beniwal of 25 years of age?
In fact, I think the young kids need more because their life is far tougher than it ever was for me. They have more distractions, they have more competition, they are more lonely, so they need it more. So I would seriously say our culture is more to do with Sanatan, which has no beginning and no end. And there is one thing which is common among all of us, and that's breath. So if you meditate on your breath, you're home. But do it sincerely, and trust me, you don't have to do any ritual.
Actually.
That's the best part of it. You're
Yes.
sitting in a bus, you can do it. You're walking in. Yesterday, I was just very rattled. And I checked myself, so what am I trying to do? Am I trying to suck out somebody's energies? But why do I need to? I have enough of my own. And said, it's here. The mental plane was disturbed. So I said, okay, there's a better way. Let me replace a bad thought, a bad string of thoughts with a better one. So I started genuinely chanting my, Shri Harika Naam. And trust me, the whole head was vibrating with it. I mean, for me, wherever I was, it stopped to exist. The only thing existing was me inside and my head, and the beautiful, the vibrations that comes with that. And it immediately changed me. It's a tool which all of you can practice, should practice, and trust me, it will make you a better person and probably a better professional also. It helped me. It will help you too.
Okay. Thank you, Bhaiya. And
Lovely.
You loved it? I loved it
Absolutely.
also. So this was Sanjay Bhaiya, and coming from him, a tough cop, a tough job, a tough life, but a smile on his face. 35 years with the power and a tool of meditation.
Yes.
We all urge you, just try it once and you'll see the difference yourself. So this is Dhruv from The Conscious Way. Thank you. Take care. Keep shining and be well.